Guys, I don't know whether it is too early to say this, but I think I just finished listening to the most amazing audiobook of 2022, and that is Finding Me by Viola Davis. I am so excited to talk about this book and share my thoughts on it. As you can see from the broad smile on my face that is literally reaching my ears. But yeah, let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Rachel here. As always, hit that subscribe button if you're yet to do so, as at the time of this video going up, we're on 2K subscribers. Whoop 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 whoop. Yeah, I think I'm going to shoot a 2K subscriber Q&A, so look out for that on my social media so that you guys can ask me questions that I'm going to answer on this space. If you've not done so, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss a thing. On this channel, I create content on books, bookish recommendations, bookish and reading tips, book reviews, books, everything books, mental health, and even some lifestyle content as well. As I said, today we're going to be talking about Viola Davis's autobiography, which was released this year. It's titled Finding Me. Loved. Yeah, this is why they kicked me out of Destiny's Child, because I'm not humble when it comes to my singing voice, because I have a lovely singing voice. But yeah, let's not lose track, okay? This is a phenomenal book. This is an amazing book. I listened to the audiobook on SCRIBD. This book was literally narrated by Viola Davis herself. If you don't know who Viola Davis is, she's a Black American actress that lives in America. She has done quite a number of things in TV and film. She starred in, I think, The Help. She starred in a couple of nice movies, but the one that I love her for the most is How to Get Away with Murder, which is a series that ran for about 5 seasons, had a perfect ending, had everything. Thankfully, nobody was greedy. I wanted to keep it running for 10 seasons or something crazy like that. Anyway, this is where I really fell in love with Viola Davis. She has won quite a number of awards. She has won like nominations. She has been nominated for like Oscars, probably won a couple. I mean, I can't keep track, but she talks about a lot of that in her book. But this woman is a phenomenal Black actress doing amazing things in America. And guess what? I mean, I watched How to Get Away with Murder all through. I literally was one of those people that was waiting for like the next season to come. I would watch every single week. I'll be going crazy. But I never knew where this woman came from. She just like burst onto the scene, and I saw her in some movies. She's powerful, she's forceful, she has that amazing, powerful delivery in her acting. But I mean, I'm like, yeah, I didn't really know where she came from. I didn't know what her story was. I didn't know anything about her. I just really admired her from her acting. Now, fast forward to when this book came out, I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys, I need to get a hard copy of this book. I would definitely love to read anything that Viola Davis, like, let me know her story, let me know what she's about, where she's coming from, things like that, right? And then I see that the audiobook is available on SCRIBD. That's one. And then two, I see that, or I hear that she's the one that narrated it herself. OMG. In fact, I started it immediately from the first line, you guys. From the first line, chapter 1, line 1, you are drawn into this book. You are drawn into Viola Davis's world, her journey, her every single. This review video is literally just me telling you 5,000,001 reasons why you need to go and pick up this book to read, why you need to go and listen to it on SCRIBD. If you don't have SCRIBD, download the app. Use the link in the description box. Download the app to listen to it. This book was perfect. It is perfect. I've been talking about this book for like, oh my goodness, so many minutes. I've not even read out the synopsis to you guys. So, okay, let's backtrack. Let me read out the synopsis because I'm just super excited. Like, I really actually liked this book. Okay, let's go. In this book, you will meet a little girl named Viola who ran from her past until she made a life-changing decision to stop running forever. This is my story, from a crumbling apartment in Central Falls, Rhode Island, to the stage in New York City and beyond. This is the path I took to finding my purpose, but also my voice in a world that didn't always see me. As I wrote Finding Me, my eyes were open to the truth of how our stories are often not given close examination. We are forced to reinvent them to fit into a crazy, competitive, judgmental world. So I wrote this for anyone running through life untethered, desperate and clawing their way through murky memories, trying to get some form of self-love. For anyone who needs reminding that a life worth living can only be born from radical honesty and the courage to shed facades and be you. Finding Me is a deep reflection, a promise, and a love letter of sorts to self. My hope is that my story will inspire you to light up your own life with creative expression and rediscover who you were before the world put a label on you. On a normal day, you guys, I do not put ratings or reviews on SCRIBD, but look, I don't even know if you can see this. I literally put a 5-star rating, and I was like, the best audiobook I have listened to, more than 5 stars on this one. Viola Davis went all out, you guys. From the first sentence of this audiobook, you are drawn into her life. I kid you not, from the first sentence, the way she, oh my goodness, the way she goes at it in that her voice. If you watch How to Get Away with Murder, then you understand how powerful this woman's voice and acting and delivery is. And oh my goodness, the delivery on this audiobook was second to none. I think the most beautiful thing about this book was how chronological it was. You know, when people are writing like when people are writing their autobiographies, at least from the celebrities on that I've like read, a lot of them don't really put it in chronological order, so you don't feel like as if you're traveling through the journey with them. It just feels like, oh, there's this part and there's this part and there's that part. Oh, there was this girl that I liked. Oh, there was this time that I did this. But oh my goodness, from the beginning of this book to the end, there was purpose, there was intent. You could tell that she was very intentional about telling her stories. And oh my goodness, those quotes at the beginning of each chapter, oh, you know, I was actually thinking that there was no point in getting the hard copy of this book, because I was like, oh, whatever, what am I going to get it for? I've listened to her perform this literally in my room. It feels like as if she's there with me. So what's the point of getting the hard copy of this book? But man, there were some key things that she dropped like bombs that I'll have to pause the audiobook and literally write them down in my notes. And so I'm going to have to get the hard copy so that I can read it again and underline those things and mark them. This is one hard copy that I am going to take with me wherever. It's always going to be on my shelf. So yeah, if you want to buy me the hard copy, by the way, please buy it for me. But yeah, like, I'm looking to get this hard copy so that I can put it on my bookshelf and be like, you know what, yeah, I can always go to some of the quotes that she put. This book was powerful. She started with when she was a child growing up, like she said, in Central Falls, Rhode Island. Look, like, Viola Davis has been through it. Like, when you say somebody has been through it, she has been through it. Like, she grew up in dirt poverty. Like, her story reads like as if it is a movie. Like, you see all these Black American movies where they have like the lead and everything like that. Her story literally reads like she's in a movie. She starts off at Rhode Island, and when she was younger, you know, and then she had siblings, she had elder siblings. She described who her father, her mother was, took us on that journey with her growing up, even in school. When she used to go to school, when she was bullied, people would always call her ugly. You know, she had very bad hygiene. She would go to school like stinking up the place because she was always like drenched in urine, and people would make fun of her. And obviously because of the conditions that they had to live, men, as in, she has seen life through when somebody is barely surviving, because you're literally living in dirt poverty. You don't have any heating, you don't have any water, you don't have soap, like the bare necessities of life. Her family literally did not have this. And then she grew up in a world full of poverty, abuse. Her father was always physically and, you know, emotionally abusing her mother, and she grew up around all of these things and all these experiences. Even when she got into high school, she went into acting. She got a scholarship here, somebody paid for her there. She went to different like acting gigs and things like that, and even up until she became who she was, and finally at How to Get Away with Murder. Oh my goodness, the journey was just amazing. It was simply amazing. I really saw life. I can't just stop gushing. I feel like I would probably be saying wow, 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 and then I'll sound like an ambulance. It's like wow, 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 because this book was just too good. She really introduced, like, I can't even imagine what it took for her to go back into all of those things. Even when she was sexually abused, she went through an abortion, she went through so many things, even with fibroids, dealing with so much as she was getting older. And oh my goodness, my favorite chapters were the ones where she described her husband, her partner, Julius. Oh, I'll be Julius or whatever his name is. Oh my goodness. Like, I was just smiling and I was so happy for her, because this is a woman who had gone through so much, and just to see how one person can come into your life and switch it up and change it for the better. But she said something important in the book. She was like, people were like, oh my goodness, Julius came into your life and he changed your life for the better. He did this, he did that. She was like, she actually had to change herself for the better. And she had been in therapy for like 7 years to try and get through all of the things that she had been through, just so that she could be a good person for her partner when he eventually came. And that was so inspiring, because it's always like people just sit down and be like, I want this person, I want this type of man. Because she actually got down on her knees, she said one time, and prayed for her partner. And she was very specific, because somebody had told her, have you actually prayed for a partner? I mean, what's the point? Like, what are you waiting for? Like, I mean, you're doing good, you're a nice woman, like young woman or whatever. Like, yeah, why shouldn't you be dating or be in something serious? And she literally got down on her knees and prayed before bed, and she was specific to God about what she wanted, and she was able to manifest that, and she got that. And that was so inspiring. But what was more inspiring was the fact that she was intentional about going to therapy, getting rid of all the trauma, because, well, she couldn't really get rid of it, because trauma is not really something that you totally get rid of. But I think she was able to find healthy coping mechanisms to just become a better version of herself, so that she could actually accommodate her life partner. And I felt so happy. Like, this was a book that you laughed with her, you smiled with her, you like, oh my goodness, the chapter where she talked about her dad dying, I was taking a walk and I was about to start crying in public. Like, it was just too heart-wrenching. But the way she described it, look, Viola Davis, when it comes to acting, when it comes to delivery, you know when somebody has something in them. This woman has this thing in her. Like, she is gifted. Like, this was her purpose. This was what she was on earth to do, to inspire other young Black women to see that they could actually do it. I love how she was able to address some of the things that you find in the acting industry. She really gave me a behind the scenes, how do I say it, of the acting industry. Because, I mean, you see the final version on screen and you think that that's all there is, or maybe some actors or actresses just get called up, hey, we have a role for you, come and do. But a lot of them actually have to audition. And I remember when she was talking about being in Juilliard and in acting school before she went on like stage and was acting, and she wrote an essay about how there were no parts for Black people, and how even in Juilliard, like, even Black people were taught to express themselves creatively through the lens of a white man. And that still occurs a lot till today. But I love the fact that she was able to put her 2 cents in, and that caused a shift. She got a scholarship. They actually listened to her words, and you know, that caused a shift in the way Black people were taught to creatively express themselves. I think that my favorite thing about this book was the delivery. Because I listened to the audiobook, my favorite thing about this book was the delivery. Look, there's one thing, I listen to audiobooks a lot. I love audiobooks. I've listened to Autobiography audiobooks. And I'm telling you that there is one thing where somebody is telling their story with passion, and there's another thing where somebody is telling their story with a passion and they are executing and delivering. Like, I have listened to other audiobooks by actresses or actors, and I didn't really think that it delivered the way this one delivered. This book was phenomenal. I learned so many profound lessons. The way she ended it was simply beautiful. This is the perfect recommendation for an autobiography audiobook if you want to listen to one. I've not read the hard copy, so I don't know how well it hits. I'm sure it will still hit because there are words, and if I had the hard copy, I'd probably be like highlighting stuff and like tagging the whole book out. But if you are looking for something great, not only is it entertaining, not only is it profound, not only is it beautiful, not only will you cry with her, you will laugh with her, you will feel sweet with her, you will feel all the emotions as she is saying her words. So I'm so proud of her, and I'm so thankful that this book is out there. Perfect recommendation, you guys. If you have read it, let me know in the comments. If it's something that you're going to read, let me know as well. I feel like I'm going to carry this book on my head and be telling people that they need to read it, they need to read it, they need to read it. If you don't have SCRIBD, download SCRIBD. Use the link in the description box to download SCRIBD into your phone or your device and listen to it. I'll probably read the hard copy and let you guys know how my hard copy experience was. But for now, this was phenomenal. This was perfect. I totally enjoyed it. My verdict would be 1001 stars over 5. 5005 billion, 7 billion 100 stars 4/5. That's my rating for this book, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video as well, so you don't miss anything. I will see you in my next video. Bye.